Hello, friends. Welcome again. In this podcast, we will see decision making, how good decisions are made, and how majority of the people which are successful in their life make critical decisions in their life. So, if we consider decisions in our day-to-day life, we take lot of decisions. Some of the decisions are do not impact too much on our life, but some of the decisions are very much critical that could affect our life or as well as our company, our nation, that kind of thing. If let's say you are prime minister, your decision could affect the entire country. Let's say you are CEO of a company, then your decision can affect your whole company. So at that time, we should take decisions very rationally, and we should take very much things in consideration that we will see in today's episode. So Anand, I would like to ask you about what type of decision should you prefer, emotional decision or rational decision?
Uh, that I think it more vary on the situation, but more I will take rational decisions because when I aside my emotions or know everything about that situation, then I can make the right decision. Means it's like uh, watching the two side of coin. Then we will know what is right and what is wrong. And emotional decisions are some critical or that are different from our day-to-day life decision. Means emotional decision should not be like today is not my mood to study, then I will skip it. So it is wrong emotional decision. It should be rational. Emotional decisions means uh, when there is any decision related to our relationship or our related to our parents or friends, there should be a emotional decision, I think.
Yeah, also, I would slightly agree and slightly disagree to it because most of the time in relationship also, when we take the emotional decision, it can affect us very much. Like, let's say you have something, your relationship is going on from some months, then let us say that the person you love is not in your touch for some days. Maybe she is going in different direction, or she is not in your contact for some days. At that time, your emotional intuition could be like just to call her and just make confirmation that what is going wrong with us, what is going wrong in our relationship. Then at that time, if you just keep your emotions aside and take a rational note, like what should be going wrong, you will definitely find something that is going wrong. Then you can understand the situation better. So I would also prefer sometimes rational decision in emotional the relationship point of view. But also emotional decision has its own benefits. For sometimes, very much few times we need emotional decisions, but most of the time I would prefer rational decision. But Anand, can you explain what the rational decision and what the emotional decision is exactly to the listeners?
Yes, but previously I want to describe what we have discussed now. Means when we are taking emotional decisions, there is also role of psychology, I think, because when you are putting any efforts into any relationship, then uh, our nature is to expect from that thing that we put efforts, then he or she will be with us. So that kind of situation uh, more forced to take emotional decisions. But you are right that most of time we should be rational, not be emotional. So first we define what is rational means it is opposite to emotions means keep aside all things means I don't have any control on thing that means I should be detached from that thing and see from the third perspective that what is going wrong and what is going right in that situation. It's like seeing the both side of coin, so we will know what is right and what is wrong. So that will be our relational decisions, uh, unless of our regardless of our any emotions. And emotional decisions is the decision which is taken by our based on our feeling, but that feeling also change every time or every second. So emotional decisions uh, mostly vary and it will be mostly wrong because when our feelings get changed, our mood get changed, so that decision also change. So that right decisions also should be some relational and some emotional, I think.
Yeah. Also, majority of the time, what happens in our day, we just take too many subconscious decisions. Like majority of the decisions are just subconscious that we have already discussed in our one episode earlier. In the episode of the discussion of mind, we have already covered that what is subconscious and what is consciousness. So this is also a kind of decision which we take on a day-to-day basis, and also we have seen that majority of the successful people take some time to make a critical decision. They do not make any critical decisions on the go or within a few minutes. They just take their own time, like some few hours in the silence, or they just think about it in the peace. Then they are able to take accurate decisions and critical decisions, and by that they can shape or give direction to the whole company or whole nation. That's is one part of it.
Yes, our subconscious decisions are like our autopilot mode. We don't think about it. Like you are riding a bike and suddenly some obstacles came. So you don't need to think that I need to apply brake to my bike. So that will be automatically done. It's a part of our habits and routine that become repetitive. So we didn't need to think about it. It is right when we have any routine that will also make us productive. And another is conscious decisions. As you said that there are some critical or most important decision in our day, so that should need time and with the calm nature and means we can do a meditation session means quick 5 minutes or our as our need that time we can calm our mind and then think all the perspective and then and we can also think about that if I take these decisions what will be its pros and cons and likewise when I take wrong decision what will be pros and cons means it will like trying every perspective of decision.
Yeah, it also we can say it as the analyzing the situation before actually taking the decision. There can be two types of thing in this. First one could be intuition based decision, and second one could be analysis based decision. In intuition based decision, what we have that we have some gut feeling from our inside, and that feeling makes us take particular decision. uh, then where this thing can be applied, like if we have very much experience of past of something, like you are being familiar with the particular situation, or you have faced similar kind of situation before in the time in the past, then that time your intuition or your gut will say you to make particular decision, and at that time agreeing to your gut feeling and your intuition, then it could be right, and also this decision could make your decision better. So at that time you can consider going with your gut feeling. But in the situations where the results are uncertain or the environment is uncertain to you, you don't know any prior knowledge about it, then at that time you should first analyze the whole situation. You should also consider its pros, cons, every decision after what will be the effects of that decision. You should consider every perspective and then you should make any critical decision.
Yes, it's correct that when we are familiar with situations, then we take intensive decisions. It's like a confirmation bias. If we are engaged with any one thing specifically, then you start seeing it, you start thinking about it, means your whole body is thinking and around of that thing. So when that specific thing is connected to you more, then your inner voice is right, most probably, because you have experience and you have more knowledge about that thing. And by other decision means uh, analyze, doing analysis for taking before taking decisions. That is also important for when we are going from a new situation or uncertain results. So it is based upon different criteria, I think, and there are also types like some take quick decisions, some take a long time to take a decisions. Like some CEO of companies that end meeting in 5 minutes or 10 minutes, they think this is not important, but when they think about their vision of company or other main what will be additional features of company, then he or she start thinking deeply and take long time to make a decision.
Yeah, but about the you have said that confirmation bias. I would also like to go in deep that which type of biases do majority of the people get. Like these are kind of common cognitive decision biases or mistakes which most of the people make. So I would like to ask you which type of mistakes people make or which type of biases they fall into.
So first we saw that confirmation bias. There is a also anchoring bias and overconfidence bias, status bias. Means these bias are like it's like a illusion. Means when we think that means when you think you are overconfident, then you start becoming like that. When you know specific things, then you start seeing that specific thing on the road. If you are thinking about any specific car, then your eyes start noticing only that car and ignoring others. Likewise, there are 3 to 4 bias.
Hello.
Hello.
So, what can be those 3 to 4 bias? Like you said, there is anchoring bias also. So, I would think like what is anchoring bias? It is a kind of bias where the tendency of a particular thing is different. Like you just see the information from a one person perspective, or majority of the media is just telling you one thing, then it becomes the reality or it becomes the true nature for you. Like majority of the people fall into this category also. Like they just initially start particular thing with certain number, like example, if you visit any particular shop, you have seen some clothes or any kind of grocery item. The seller says you that it is $100, then you think that it is too much high price, then the person in front of you shows you another item which could be the same item, but he says it as $50. Then you will buy the $50 one even if it was originally priced $25. That you have just anchored that the thing could be of $100 price. You just initialize the value of the particular thing in your mind. This kind of bias is called as anchoring bias. Also, there is another bias you said about, that is overconfidence bias. In that kind of thing, what happens that a person overthinks about his ability, that he thinks that it will go as expected or better than anyone could understand. He just think that nobody can understand the situation. Only I am the person which understand the situation very much perfectly. Majority of the time, this kind of bias happens with people, and then later they face a particular uh, deep side or just a failure. They face multiple failures after getting overconfidence bias, because at that time you just think that I am the expert of the field, I know everything. This kind of bias is called as in overconfidence bias. So I should say that uh, people should stay away from this kind of biases. They should remember that these things are not good for the kind of decision making. This thing you can learn with any kind of psychology book or that kind of thing, which can teach you how to take good decisions. Also, there could be other things like emotions in decision making. We have seen that emotional decision making could be very little to our benefit, but sometimes it could also help us. If there are some initial our feeling that if we are feeling some fear or any kind of failure, like we can be failure, we are stressed, we are fearful, then at that time we do not take correct decisions. So this kind of dark emotions, we should take them aside. And also sometimes what happens, we are just too much uh, having good feelings, like we are too much happy or we are too much into the particular thing, that will also not benefit us very much. Uh, that thing remembers me that once Tech Burner has said that he is very much successful in making YouTube videos because he makes YouTube videos even if he is happy, he makes YouTube videos even if he is sad. But also, what happens that he just takes his emotions aside and he just gets detached from his emotions and be in the video. So, what do you think about detaching the emotions in decision making?
Yes, it's a very initial or most important thing in decision making, that we should keep aside our emotions. Like I said, that emotions are like waves, it change anytime, anyway. Means when we are very happy, very sad, that will affect our decisions if we are taking decision emotionally. So that should not happen. That we should be uh, mentally stable regardless of our emotions. Like I said, we can try meditation practices also to calm our mind and forget what is our current situation. Are we sad or happy? Regardless, be normal and then take decisions that will be helpful. And as you said that we should be uh, we should be avoid the biases. So there is simple thing to follow for our audience, that we should think logically. Means if anyone telling something, then try to find what is the logic behind that thing. Don't follow it blindly. That blindness kill our decision making ability. to take right decisions. Then when we add a logic or find a logic behind that thing, then we can trust it and then we can follow it. So that should happen.
Yeah, I understand this. Majority of the people what do that, they just follow the herd mentality, that they just take the decisions same as everyone is doing. In our education industry, most of the people go for branches like science, commerce, art, engineering, and medical. But these are the just few options from the millions. Like even after schooling, a person can get numerous opportunities for building their career, but most of the people just follow same herd mentality to become engineer, to become doctor, or to be in one of the three major streams like science, commerce, arts, etc. So this kind of herd mentality we should avoid, and we should analyze the situation on our own benefit. We should not just blindly agree to other persons or other people's decisions. We should stand with our own decision to any particular situation. But sometimes what happens, having an opinion or having a decision in everything is not also correct. I was listening to Dhruv Rathi few days ago. Like he is also saying that his YouTube audience sometime ask him that, do you have any opinion or decision on any politics or that kind of thing? Then he says that having opinion on everything is not necessary. And majority of the time what happens, if we try to have opinion on everything, then our mind becomes too much filled with just opinions and other things. Like we are not free with our mind, we are not able to think with silence and peace. So at that time, we should also try to avoid as much decisions as possible. But some decisions are very much critical to make, and at that time, we should focus on that decisions with a delayed approach. Also, we should take our own time and reply to that decision. Just like we have seen that to choose your career, you should not choose your career within 5 minutes of advice of your any relative or that kind of thing. You should think in deep for a few weeks or few days about what can be the possible paths, or what can be the things could go right, could go wrong, what can be the actual situation. You can just explore the things. What happens in majority of the decisions, uh, this type of decision could be reversible or irreversible. uh, I would like to say that what is reversible is, reversible decisions are a type of decision which you can later change. Even if you take some decision at this point and later you find out that decision is not correct, you can later, in the time, you can just switch your decision and try another one. But some of the decisions are just like they are one time decisions. If you take wrong decisions, then you should have to face consequences. You cannot able to change the decision in the future. So at that time you should just explore all the possible things. But in the decisions which are very much repeatable, or which we can just take, even if we just choose wrong path, we can later correct ourselves. Then at that time we should try to explore all the paths for just our exploration, or just to find the right path at the time.
Yes, it's correct. And I also noticed that most of parents say to their children that this is a trendy topic. It have high income or salary, like in AI also. Many of students taking AI and data science because it have a high trend. So it is wrong to make a decisions, means we should also detach the trends which are going. Means there is a one thing that we love from our heart to do, so that can be involved into that trendy topic is going, means If you love anything like you want to make games, then you can add that trends in your game. So not going directly on that trends, we could focus more on our what we actually like, and then we can uh, later integrate what technology are coming and what not. So that is also important that we should listen our gut feelings when we are making a career decisions. It is mostly a irreversible decisions, means it can be reversible, but the time will gone. And when you have a realization that I choose wrong career path, then that period of time you required, that same period of time you will require to acquire your passion. So that should not happen. And I think decisions also need most of our energy. Like there are some critical decisions that needs more energy. Uh, like Mark Zuckerberg, he avoid to make small decisions like which cloth I should wear now, today. Means he have a sequence or same color of clothes he can wear. That is also benefit to us. That very tiny or small decisions we are making in our lives, they are consuming our energies, and that leads to decrease our productivity in our work. So when we do not take any decisions before our work, first we need to finish our work, then we can take decisions for next day. So that will be a right approach for it.
Yeah. Also, I was thinking about one point that what happens about our mentality to take decisions is also influenced by our parents, as you said earlier. Uh, I would also give an example like the children they grew up in the US or any states or countries which are developed. At that time, their parents do not impose any decisions on to them. They just let their child take their own decisions after he is getting some kind of consciousness. Like they ask their 8-year old child that which school you want to go or which game you want to play. They just ask everything to the person, to the child. They do not impose their own decisions to their child. They make the child free to make his own decisions from the childhood days. And since it has the ability to take decisions from on his own from the childhood, he is very much experienced to take decisions about his own life. But if we see in our own country, that majority of the people do not take any decisions until they get out of college. All the decisions are just taken by their family, and they just say yes to their family or just say yes to the herd mentality of the whole society. So at that time, in our India or some kind of countries, the child grows up to 18 or 19, and at that time he takes his first own critical decision about his life. But he does not have any prior experience about taking decisions or what could be actually taking decisions like be. But if we see in the US or that kind of cultures, the children are only about 17 or 18-year old. They are at home. After that, they just go outside of the home, try to work with other companies or alongside with college to earn some money also. And slowly from their childhood days, they have learned to make their decisions about their own life. And this thing also helps them in their life when they are 20s, 30s, or even 40s. So I would also like to say, if there are any parents or this kind of thing, you should make your child take him or his own decision. You should help him take decisions, but you should not impose your own decisions onto them. This can make your child's mentality lower, or it can just decrease their mental cognitive effort.
Yes, it's it's correct that we are more influenced by our parents, and as you said that most of students make their decisions at their 18 or 19, so it will be means most probably they will take wrong decisions. It it's also kind of practicing things, uh, means more we decision takes that will improve our decision making ability. So when we start decision making from our childhood, so that will leads great decisions at our teenager teenage that will benefit to us. And I would also like to add a point that many students take advices from everyone for their career guidance, that everyone perspective is different, so the child get confused. That one thing I heard that we can discuss or decide, means we cannot do both things. If we more discuss about that things, that thing will get a spoil type, means we get a different mentality for it. as as we all know that there are two side of everything, that there is good also and bad also. But when the most of advices are coming that mostly are bad, means if their preference decide that if any parents like something X career, then we start telling only the goods ones, and that parent don't want to choose Y career, then he start telling about bad decisions. So that will make more confusion in child. As I said that we think logically and seeing the both side of coin. If we love that thing from our heart, then we need to do that, and we must do that. Discussing more, and it's like if you are trying to doing different from the crowd, then it is obvious that you will face more opposition from everyone, that it's not a safe path, it will be uncertain. So it's our responsibility that tell them I will handle it and I will do it and prove it.
Yeah, I would also like to ask you that if a person is struggling to make any decisions, what can be the practical tips or things which he can take into consideration while making accurate decisions or correct decisions?
Yes, as we discuss all about decisions, then there are some points important to make a decisions. Means first we need to analyze situation properly. If you are familiar with situation, that then it will be easy for decision making. But we are not familiar, then we need to think more about situation. Then we should uh, think or visualize what will be the perspective of decisions, means there will be some outcome, there is not only wrong and right, there is also some path in right and wrong, means there are also sub right and sub wrongs. So every possible thing we should consider while decision making, and seeing from the both sides that what are the good things about it and what are the wrong things about that thing, that will also make a thing. And also if that thing is related to any trend or your career or any irreversible decision, then we should also think about the future and where the future is going. So can we integrate them, or can we join them, and what is the thing that we can do it specially or creatively or uniquely for everyone, that expect from us, and we should also can take inspiration from what that field expert, that how he think and what he will do in this situation.
Yeah, so now I think listeners should have gained very much knowledge about this decision making thing. Also, I would like to ask you which books can you recommend to the readers to just learn the human psychology and also the art of decision making?
So there is main role of psychology. There are many books, like there is also stoicism or a meditation book that will define what are the main psychology behind everything, and then we need to learn about our mind, the subconscious mind also, and the mindset also. There are also two books, and when we need to take decision, that should be a stability. Means we should have a deep work also and hyper focus also. So that will be influence our decision making ability. And the most important thing, that the decision which you are taking, there should be a proper and factual information uh, to yourself. Like you should know everything about that thing before taking decisions. That will also uh, improve to take right decisions.
Yeah. The Also there are some books about thinking. That thinking is also have a major role in the decision making process. I would like to say that listeners should read Think Straight, Thinking Fast and Slow, and The Art of Thinking Clearly. These three books, I think, are very much well known in the industry and also very much capable of learning new things from this book. If you are curious about these books, you can try to read these books. You will definitely get some knowledge out of them.
Yes, it's correct that thinking also play crucial role in our decision making, and the main thing is to keep aside everything while taking decisions. That is more important. So I think this is all about this podcast. We will meet soon. Bye.